Greetings humanity, and welcome to Channel Otherdock. I'm Jim, I use he, him pronouns, and this is Alas for the Angry Void, a reskinning of Alas for the Awful Sea by Storybrewers Roleplaying to tell a gothic science fiction story set among the stars. We're going to go around and say hi to the folks that we have here with us today, and today, once again, we will start with Hollow. Hello!
Hi, I'm Hollow. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Jackson Mead, purveyor of canned goods, mostly ham, and he uses he, him pronouns, and he is the confidant merchant.
Excellent. And now we will head over to Cleric. Hello.
I remembered to unmute this time. Hi, I'm Cleric of Cord. I am playing Fergus, who uses he, him pronouns. He is the creature and the old sea dog. And I'm Cleric of Cord, and I use she, her pronouns.
Excellent. And finally, we head over to Katy. Hello.
Hi, everyone. I'm Katy. I play Levitt Teague, the mercenary lover. We both use they, she pronouns.
Excellent. Now, before we dive in, you may see us use safety tools from time to time. Like we do with the other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, or hold up a card, make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil, so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game may contain gothic themes, such as gloom, despair, intense emotions, macabre scenes, romance, and curses, along with references to violence, alien creatures, colonialism, crime, death, exploitation, family issues, separation from family, homesickness, loneliness, starvation, sudden decompression, the vacuum of space, and vengeance. If you would like to see that content warning, then and you're looking live on Twitch, you can type !Alas CW, and that should pop up for you. It'll also be coming up periodically on the rotation. Let's see. And finally, just as one more reminder, please remember we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. Now, we shall recap what has been happening aboard the space station and other places. The seeds of chaos have been growing, and soon we will know if they have taken root. At Mela Space Station, a religious settlement of one of the subsects of the Church of the Eternal Divinity, the crew and certain passengers of the CS Chimera are trying to prevent or perhaps control a coming disaster. One or more powerful eldritch beings from beyond the void may be appearing soon. Jackson Mead, a merchant and purveyor of canned goods, has been approached by one of them in a dream. A dark skeletal being wearing a cloak and bearing a scythe. In the dream, a sort of deal was made. Jackson would advocate for this creature in exchange for having a say in who it culls when it arrives. Though, apparently there will be another individual Jackson may have to compete with for the right to represent this being when the time comes. Jackson has not had a great deal of sleep, however. He awoke from this dream after less than 2 hours to begin making sales and to be alert for trouble. He went to the vendors area of the station to do so, and after a while he encountered Adira Basara, a scientist who, like him, is at the station representing the Quantum Line Initiative, a movement dedicated to introducing more accessible methods of interstellar travel. While they were talking, Adira received a news transmission from the planet Metaxas, which the Chimera left quite hastily several hours ago. It is now public knowledge that one of the members of the board and husband to the CEO of the Crown Mining Corporation, Dr. Coy Shackley, has been murdered. It is also known that 2 members of the Chimera's crew, its pilot Fergus and its surgeon, Dr. Rust Worsley, are wanted for violation of Metaxas's recent travel ban, fleeing the planet after questioning to avoid prosecution, and possible conspiracy to commit murder. A little bit later on, Jackson encouraged those on the station to view the recent announcements as an excuse for Crown Mining to persecute those of a religious bent. He also noted that something odd was happening with one of the station's security panels, and upon checking it out, he realized that something is tampering with the station's security system. This is an issue the pilot Fergus has run into as well. Fergus has been looking for more information about the non-human influence on the station. For one thing, he's found an old alien detection or communication device on display in the station's library. He's also had the opportunity to be up close to an alien relic that the station houses and is a focal point of its worship, the body of one of their saints, Saint Caladrin as they're known to the eternal divinity, or Caladri in another religion we've encountered, the Darist faith, of which the scholar Irina Maynard is a member. Fergus has found that the numerous security systems surrounding the body are all inactive. Further, he has communed with Caladrin, because it seems Caladrin is not dead, but merely sleeping. Fergus, whose adopted species is human, but whose birth species originated on the planet Val, has heard echoes of a lullaby being sung by another of his people, Brother Cormac, one of the monks on this station who works out of the Temple of Nod. In attempting to mimic this lullaby and keep Caladrin asleep, Fergus made contact with their consciousness in a dream. He wants to be released from his slumber very soon. They ache to be reunited with someone they love. He has granted Fergus 1 day before he takes matters into his own hands and does everything in his power to escape the slumber on his own.
It's fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
Fine. So everything's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just get them to roll over and sleep for another half century. It'll be okay. So there may not be much time, perhaps not even as much as we think. So where is everyone else? Rust is working on something, but hopefully we'll see him again soon. Irina Maynard has been studying up on subjects relevant to what's going on and managing some of her fellow Darists, though that was on the other side of a dimensional gateway that has allowed the crew to arrive on Mela Station quickly. More on that as things progress. But I think in a moment we're going to check in with Levitt to see how things are going over there.
That's me.
The assassin Levitt Teague has been speeding toward Mela Station in a stolen shuttle. We're going to go there in a moment. I just want to check in and make sure my brain is in the correct place for everybody we have here with us. Once again, life is struck, so Robin cannot be with us this week. Mem might appear before the end. We'll have to see, just depending on how things are going. But if not, I hope that she is. All are hoping that she is well. She's probably okay. But just life. Life does the thing. So just checking in. Fergus was going to had grabbed a monk and asked to see Brother Cormac. That's where you're headed. Jackson is being watched by a monk, but is still doing sales in the visitors zone. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Did you wear your quantum line pin today?
I did.
Okay. Yeah. You have been getting a few little questions about it. which is mostly, and anything that you can't answer, you sort of direct to. There's a presentation going on at X time, basically, and so you're all sort of set for that. There's been a little bit of curiosity about it. We will now go to a shuttle that is hurtling its way away from the Timberwolf. Has been hurtling away from the Timberwolf. Yes, so a couple of things. And I'm going to ask you what order you would like to deal with these in.
Oh,
these are shuttle related.
No.
One is, do you want to talk to so Scylla, who is aboard with you? You're aboard the shuttle is Scylla, who was also fled the Timberwolf, who is one of the mercenaries
to come with
working there.
me.
You convinced to come with you, and of course, there is also there is also a doctor with you, Dr. Florence Stoppard, who is a friend of Rust's, but who also they grabbed because you shot your sister, basically.
Well, she deserved it.
You didn't know it was her at the time.
Yeah. Maybe I wouldn't have shot her if she told me who she was. Maybe.
But she did let you get all your stuff and gave you the helped give you the opening to get out. Unwittingly, perhaps. So the question is whether you want to. There's stuff that Scylla needs to talk to you about a little bit. The other thing is that there's stuff that your friend inside your comm probably wants to talk to you about a little bit. So which of those would you prefer to handle first?
Yeah, I think that the Scylla. I mean, I didn't expect Scylla to be there, so I'm still like. I think when I ended like back against the door, being like, oh my god, like shocked that I had made it out, and my eyes immediately go to Scylla, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing here?
Well, and you said you were coming up with a plan. I figured this was it.
When have I'm so glad you have faith in me, but when have I ever had a plan?
Well, a plan's probably a pretty strong word for it, I guess.
I just always fly by the seat of my pants. That's sort of my thing.
I know. Yeah, but God.
I'm actually very, very grateful to see you. What convinced you?
Well, something's wrong about the job, and I know that we have to do basically what the Cinder Throne tells us, and the Cinder Throne seem to be taking it. Oh God, yeah, she doesn't know. She wasn't in the room. The Cinder Throne has been taking. Well, she knows a little bit. We'll see. The Cinder Throne has been taking. Seems to be taking. Their direction from the Ascendancy right now. I don't understand what's going on there. Just at least the lady we're working for, our boss right now, is brought them in, and they brought us in. Hickory. I mean, you know what he's like. He gets his mind set on something, and he's going to do the job. He regardless, he doesn't care how good or bad it is. And you were right. I have had enough. It's I mean, you know. And then in the between times, he's up and down. He's up and down. It's ridiculous. And I think the thing's going to it's probably going to fall apart. It's kind of a ridiculous thing. There are too many moving parts that I can't see, and I do not like that. Hopefully they're not going to try. Hopefully they won't try and kill me. We'll see how that goes.
At this point, I've stood up and I've gone over to stand beside Scylla and leaning down on the console, sort of like looking and gauging how long before we get to Mellow Station. And I'm like, that lady in charge is my sister. Yeah. I didn't know either.
Well, I wondered if she was related, because, I mean, she had the same last name, but I didn't. Yeah, I see the resemblance now.
Apparently our father was a part of the Ascendancy. It's a family thing.
See, this is exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. They don't tell me shit, and
I'm in the same boat. I had no this is all new to me. I have no idea what she's doing with the Cinder Throne. I have no idea what's going on with the Ascendancy. I am so...
Yeah.
I'm very confused, and I would like to just get back to my ship and my companions, and I don't like what was happening up there.
Okay, and they're on Mela Station, you say?
Yes, and honestly,
Okay.
I don't ever say this again, but I feel sorry for that Hickory's been caught up with this, because this is something
I
that
feel
he's
sorry
not
for
going to
him,
be
too.
able to get out of.
Yeah, he used to be very, yeah, you remember, he used to take a lot of pride in doing his own thing. He is, I don't know, he's just basically these days, he's just following along. He's resigned himself to our fate, I think, and that's part of the problem. He's stopped struggling. And you stop struggling, you kind of die pretty quickly, I think, and so I can't be around that, and he won't let me help him. So...
Well, perhaps we can both help him, and I'll clear my name with him.
Well, we'll see. Well, you might have a chance. See, here's the thing. I got to tell you, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna gun this. I'm gunning this as fast as I can go. I don't know how much of a lead we're gonna have on them, but they are also going to Mela Station, and I will tell you why. And meanwhile, Florence has just been sort of sitting in the back. He has just been nodding slowly to everything and has been keeping very quiet. But does not wish to put their oar in right now. But Scylla says, so here's the thing with this job. There's more going on to it than this, okay? And this already is pretty big, so I'm worried. We're supposed to steal the relic.
What relic? The one kept at Mela Station?
The one at Mela Station, yeah. The dead alien body or whatever they've got in there.
For what?
So, we were supposed to steal the relic, and we're supposed to take it to the comet in a few days. And there's something, apparently, there's going to be something in process to do something with it. They wouldn't tell me what it was. And when I say they, I mean, unfortunately, your sister and that guy. She seems to be pretty attached to Greville. I don't know. Do you know Wolf Greville?
Yeah, he hired me to kill someone at the comet.
Oh, great.
What was his name again, Jim?
His name is Lucas Markov.
He hired me to kill someone named Lucas Markov. Is that familiar to you?
Lucas Markov? Who the hell is Lucas Markov? And at Florence at this point pipes in. Oh, he's leading the mission.
The mission... what mission?
Crown Mining. They've got a mission going to the comet I guess at the same time as all this is happening.
How... I think at this point, so I'm leaning over the console and I just let my head fall and I'm just muttering to myself, I'm not smart enough for this. I don't know how any of this is connected. I need to see. Effie was always the smarter one. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm kind of right there with you. I just make things disappear. So
I just kill people. I don't know what to do.
Scylla is saying, and Scylla says, so yeah, that's the thing, is we're supposed to. So like, apparently when we get there, the security system will be down.
All right.
I didn't hear much. I overheard a little bit. But apparently the Ascendancy has got somebody smuggling in something that's got like a carrier wave or something. It's got to be a carrier wave. Just knowing
Disable
how
everything.
the system. Yeah, basically that once it's on the station, it starts basically unleashing kind of a sort of a smart virus into the system. And once whoever they got to go on there carrying, I don't know what it is, but it's actually kind of ingenious because with the tech they've got access to, it would only have to be pretty small. They'd maybe need one, maybe two of them to be present on the station. And once they get on there, it starts messing with their security system subtly at first, probably. If it's the way that I think they're doing it. And then it's going to start shutting systems down. And the idea is that the shrine up at the top of the station, the north end of the station, we're supposed to break in, and we into the shrine, and we're supposed to cut into the shrine, get it, go on. Yeah. Now here's the thing. Well, we were gonna use subtle means. Now that Hickory's on his own with the others, they probably are going to use a little more brute force. So it's probably going to be pretty noticeable whenever it happens. The crazy thing about this is that that's just what I know about the operation. There's more going on. And I don't have a clue as to what it is.
Am I aware of any, like, what the relic is rumored to do or something like that? Like any power it's rumored to have?
Well, have you been to Mellow Station before?
I'm sure I have, but I will be honest that she probably didn't care about the religion, or like I don't see her giving a shit about that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's revered. It's not necessarily supposed to be that powerful. There's a constant ritual chant that is said about it. It's said to be an ancient. It's a saint who had it's the body of a saint in the eternal divinity religion, which the Calidrites are a subsect of that, and because they follow Saint Calidrin. That's the body of Saint Calidrin. And
so it's more of an icon than like a source of power.
Yeah, it's a religious icon, basically.
Okay.
It was like a source of a bridge to the stars. I think maybe you've heard that phrase before. That'd probably be about it.
Wonder what the body has to do with the comet. That it's just a body. There's no power. Is this a one-room shuttle? Like it's just this area?
It's pretty small. There's a back area that's private.
Okay, I'm gonna head.
Yeah,
I'm gonna head that way and be like, excuse me for a moment, Scylla, and I'm going to step in there, and I'm going to contact my buddy.
Okay, yeah, your buddy is currently blinking, and let me go ahead and look and see my little note that I took about it.
Because I'm really curious now, knowing this information, and I wonder if my my BFF has any information about it.
Yes. It seems to have. Yeah. Yes, that seems to have worked out.
It did. I'm very grateful. I'm sorry. It's been quite rude of me. I don't think I've ever asked for your name.
That is difficult. I am as I am called many different things. I am not here in your universe right now. But I can connect with it, as you can see.
Yeah.
I am... Are you of a particularly religious bent?
No, not at all.
Ah, you're not who I was trying to reach then. But that is all. But it is of no matter. In truth, she would... the one I was trying to reach, she would probably call me the curator.
Were you trying to reach someone named Arena?
I think that, yes, I believe that was it, yes.
Well, if you have any messages, I'll make sure to forward them to her the next time I see her. But
there you go.
I appreciate your help.
Well,
You've made sure that I've gotten off that ship.
Indeed. Well, you are very resourceful, so you may be able to assist me in any case, as if you would not mind, there just simply is a point when I was... the thing I was going to ask Irina is if she would be willing to advocate for my case in a few days, as she will be in a position to do so.
Which is?
I have been... I believe unjustly imprisoned.
When? For what reason?
When, time works very differently over here to the way it does over there, but in your terms it would have been probably approximately, I will say, 10,000 years ago. That's to put it in round numbers.
All right.
I am I have a number of, I was enacting a number of projects that involved the curating of things, the being able to preserve and keep an accurate record of things. That is what I do. And the others did not approve of my methods, or they rather, I thought, sought more power for themselves. They did not like to see things as they were. They liked to see things as they imagined it, and therefore they took away my freedom. Now, there is a possibility I may be released in a few days. By your calendar, it would be within 4 days. There are two others that are considerably more dangerous than I, that are also might be potentially released. So they are only going to let one of us go, and I think it would be best for everyone if I were the one to be released. To be perfectly honest about it.
Are you imprisoned on a comet by chance?
No. The comet is not.
Curious.
Is the gateway. It is the part of the gateway. It is the where the key
prison.
The key to the gateway is placed. Yes, the gateway is not in your dimension.
Once again, she's having that, oh my god, I'm not smart thought. She's... okay. The comet is the gateway. It is not. So it's coming into in a couple of days.
Yes. It will be in place in an area I believe you refer to as the null zone.
Yes. Okay. I think I'm caught up with you.
Yes. That is where it is going to be, and I am.
And you need me to
hoping,
advocate for your release.
If you would, I would very much appreciate it, as I think you will be in a position to do so.
Because I'll be there.
Yes. The comet is a place from which to do it, you see.
Apparently a lot of people are going to be there.
Yeah,
Who are the other two people that also might be released?
Now, before I proceed, this is I just want to be certain that you wish to know, as these are matters that often for beings, for carbon-based life forms and others on your side, this can be a lot to a burden to bear. Are you certain you wish to know?
Yes?
If you wish, as long as I have your consent to proceed.
Yes.
And they say, the gardener is how one is referred to. The gardener has interest in creating life. They place seeds for life all over. The thing that is perhaps troubling to many about them, though, is that they create a predominant strain of life that chokes out other life in its presence. Then there is one of the more fanciful names for them is the Reaper.
Oh.
And they merely cull life.
All right.
And as I said, they just snuff it out directly. And they believe it is out of balance. So.
Well, your methods of curation, did they include killing anyone?
Oh, no, goodness, no. I just merely... I just merely make certain that they can not be harmed in their present state.
How so?
Well, it is... I do not know if I can explain it very well over this medium, as it requires there is a certain degree of physics and hypermathematics involved.
Yes, I would rather you not get into physics and mathematics. All right. Okay, I understand what I need to do. I have a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind.
Of course.
What do you know about, since you're 10,000 years in the past, what do you know about, what was his name, Jim? Saint,
Caledron?
Caledron. What do you know, if anything, about Saint Caledron?
Ah! Well, I can from time to time, as I said, interpret information from your side of things. So it is, I have been trying to keep up as best I can.
I appreciate it.
Saint Caledron is, Saint... Caledron was sainted, yes. Caledron is one of the names of an offspring of our warden.
Oh.
But so they are... you would think of them as like a child of the warden.
Yes. So you don't have many warm, fuzzy feelings for this religion, perhaps?
Oh, not especially. It is blight to clear thinking, in my opinion. But at the same time, but it is fascinating to study. It is, and it is an interesting way to order a society. And so I try to, when I encounter it, I try to make certain that it is preserved exactly as it is.
Okay. Do you know of anything about his body? What I was talking about with my acquaintance? Why would they want it stolen? It seems like it's a waste to just steal this body, unless...
Why would they take... Do they have a means of separating their body from their consciousness?
Would the comet do that? Would there be something to do with the comet? They're taking it to the comet.
Oh. Oh. Well, they are probably going to try to use him to sway the warden.
Who would they want to release? The Reaper or the Gardener?
I don't know.
It's the Ascendancy. Does that mean anything to you?
Ah. That is a group that has had contact with some of us. Well, not some of those of us on this side of things for a number of many generations. Chosen families. Some time ago, I did have a minor. A bit of contact with those who would eventually become, their family lines would become the Ascendancy, but it was minimal.
What were the names?
Names are going to be all different at this point, but he's been keeping up. He says
She's mostly seen if her family name is on the list.
your family name is on the okay. So he says there are many names now. That is the thing. There were just a few at the beginning that approximately 10,000 years ago, and then they've branched out into many different, and many lines have dropped and come up. Are there any in particular that you wish to know about?
Teague. That's my
Teague. Oh yes,
name.
yes. That is I think one. Yes, that was had been involved. Off and on, that family had been involved, from what I have read, for a few generations.
Oh. All right. Is there anything else I can help you with, curator?
I merely ask if you would deign to advocate for me when the time comes. I would very much appreciate it.
I'll do what I can, and I'll speak to Irina as well.
I thank you.
Yes. I am into the communication. Before I go back out, I think I sit down. And this is a stretch, Jim, and I'll definitely have to roll something for it.
Oh,
but
yes.
what I want to do is I want to close my eyes, and I guess meditate is sort of the word for it. I don't have a move for this or anything. It's definitely a stretch. And I want to think back to when I was younger, 10, 15 years ago, to any, because Levitt's always been a sneaky little snake. She's always snuck around the manor, and always listened. But it doesn't mean that she's ever understood things, but she's always listened. So I want to think back to anything that I've overheard my mother and father, or my father talking to his buddies in the smoking room and shit like that, that might spark something about the Ascendancy, and maybe the Gardener or the Reaper, anything that might tie into this. Does that make sense? A memory.
Yes. No, yeah, absolutely. You're trying to see if you know something.
And I know it's going to be brains or beyond, and I would want it to be beyond. I mean, if I'm willing to get freaky with it.
If you want to go zen with it, then basically tap into the void. If you're asking the void, is there something that I saw once upon a time? If you're trying to kind of dream about it, then yes.
Yeah, I think she is. She's getting really deep into this moment, trying to access maybe even blocked memories. Maybe she got caught and her dad yelled at her, reprimanded her, and she blocked it out or something.
Excellent. Yeah. So yeah, that would be Sense What's Beyond.
A 9.
Okay, you got a 9?
Yeah.
And I Sense What's Beyond. I've made macros. Sense What's Beyond.
Nice. So yeah, fragments and mysteries. That's actually really perfect.
You get fragments and mysteries. So yeah, you have this moment when you're kind of just You're sort of just sitting, kind of meditating. Maybe you're staring out a window into space. Who knows? To see if you can figure this out. And yes, there is vaguely a thing as you're trying to, as it's sort of going back and forth in your head. This would have been, God, if you've been away for like 10 years, this would have been like 20 years ago.
Okay, so I was young. I was like beginning teenager.
Yeah. It is around the last time that Wolf Grevel came to your house that you recall, or that you were there for, at least. Any other time, you'd seen Wolf occasionally from time to time after this, but and your father still kind of interacted with him, but this was the last time he came to the house.
Okay.
And basically, you didn't get a lot of the conversation. Again, fragments and mysteries. What you're remembering is there's a shut room, a study, your father's study, that they went into. And your father having kind of an outburst, which was out of character for him, I think. Where he was saying something along the lines of that, no, this is ridiculous. Is this what we're doing? And Wolf always kind of spoke somewhat quietly. Your father always spoke somewhat quietly. Maybe that's part of the reason they got along. But Wolf is saying something along the lines of, no, this is the thing. This is our legacy. This is what we are about. And your father saying, no, we can't do this. And he seems to almost be, it's like it was this, in retrospect, you didn't realize it at the time, but in retrospect, thinking about it, it sounds almost like pleading a little bit. Not completely what your father does, but, but then, and you think, and you didn't hear the whole sentence, but you think Wolf might have said the word Reaper.
Okay.
And that's going to be basically it.
That's more than I had. So I think she stands up and she shakes herself out of it and takes a deep breath and sort of puts on that cool, calm demeanor again and leaves the room and goes, all right, let's get to molestation. And leans up against the wall and is waiting to get there. Okay.
All right. I'm going to be doing some cutting back and forth now. As things are happening. So, let's see. I think that as time on the station passes a little bit, I just need to know if so. Jackson, you're there. There's a monk watching you, but you have been making sales decently. Is there anything that you want to do outside of just making sales or anything else? Is there anything else you want to be focused on at this time while this is going on?
Well, making sales, but also trying to figure out what this monk's deal is. Yes, he's watching me, but
yep.
Why is he watching me?
Okay. So,
I guess I'll do the most unexpected thing, is to set down my cans and just accuse him of watching me, honestly.
excellent. Good. So, you walk over to him.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon. I just could not help but notice that you were inspecting my canned goods from across the way, and I was wondering if you were interested in purchasing some for your monastery.
And he sort of shifts a bit, and he looks at you, and let me see. This guy is. Let me look at my. Let me check my monk list real quick. Yes. Kind of thin, sort of tannish skin. Looks kind of old-ish. But he says there is, let's see. Yes. He says, perhaps you seem also interested in you seem also not to be terribly fond of the government of the planet Metaxas, and you seem to be making several statements about that as well.
Me?
I'm
Metaxas?
merely curious.
All right.
Understand that you may feel free to continue to do so, but we anytime we think that that there may be a question as to whether or not there is some sort of incitement going on, we must watch. It is our job. We are the sentinels of the station.
Oh, I see. Well, it seems that there was just an incident on Metaxas involving certain religious individuals, and I don't want individuals starting a holy war, or otherwise on anyone else's behalf because of crown mining.
I see.
It's bad for business. Holy wars.
Would you be open to a few questions?
I suppose. I put a can down.
Yeah, he says.
Your first question. I put a can down.
Yeah. By the way, let me know if you want to read another's thoughts while you're having this conversation.
Depends on what he says.
Okay. He asks, checks the time. He asks, what ship did you arrive here on?
What ship do you think I arrived on?
And he is sort of looking up and down. It's like, he says, we make it our business to try to know, but I can't find you on the list of manifests that we have.
It's a miracle of the saint.
be blessed.
Yes. Oh my God, that's wonderful. Oh, miracle of the saint. Oh God. And he will seem to arch an eyebrow.
Caledron be praised.
Caledron brought you here. Is that what you are saying?
Yes. So I look him straight in the eye.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
okay, this is going to be a moment when I need you to act under pressure because he is also doing a thing right now.
Sure.
So to try to see the grains of truth in what you say. So that is balance. I need you to roll plus balance. Because there's so much happening right now. Okay, you got a 7.
Pretty good.
So that's 7 to 9. You falter, buckle, or break. The GM can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice.
I'll take a hard
a hard bargain. Well,
yeah.
here's the yeah. So here's the in order to, if you want him to leave you alone, he will believe what you are saying. But that is not necessarily going to be a good thing. It will get him to leave you alone for a while. But it means that he will believe that you have been in contact with St. Caledron.
You know what? I love it.
All right.
I love it. Just like look him dead in the eye like, the saint be praised.
And he is, yeah. He nods slowly. And says inscrutably, enjoy your stay. And
don't forget the question as I, tip the ham towards him like, don't forget.
Oh.
The cost of business, after all.
Are you trying?
Praised.
Oh, the question was, do you want to buy the ham? Was that the question?
No, it's more like I'm extorting him for bothering me. Are you trying to extort?
Oh, buy the ham. Oh yeah, he will.
Buy the ham.
Extortion by ham. Jesus, one can only be so lucky.
He actually, so he does a thing.
I mean, Trinket's all in on that.
Okay. Where he looks at
from the cat.
He looks at the ham. And he'll be like, he takes a moment thinking about it, and then he takes it. He takes the can of ham.
Good. Alms to you, brother. Alms.
And it's like there's something almost like not exactly. It's hard to read. It's very hard to read whether what's going on in his head.
I've just fucked this guy's whole day up.
He does accept the ham from you. We're going to cut over to Fergus. Oh my God. So Fergus, you are with someone. I'm going to say on this station there are you're leaving the north area of the station where the shrine is. This is
he just grabbed the monk that was standing out of there and said, "Get rid of Brother Cormac now."
Yes, this is Brother Zacharias.
Okay.
Who's with you right now? I don't know if his name's going to come up. It hasn't been asked, but it's I happen to have it. There are monks of all genders here, and the abbot who is you catch glimpses of. You see occasionally she wears slightly different vestments, but she is changed out of that, and she has gone to something a little more humble-ish. But Brother Zacharias takes you down to the Temple of Nod first, because that's where he wants to look first. And you see one of the one of the monks is coming out of the temple, and who sort of one of the monks who's in sort of blue-black robes, and Brother Zacharias goes up to her and asks, "Where is Brother Cormac? We have someone who needs to see him urgently, it seems." And she says, "Well, he had started his patrol." And she looks over at you, Fergus. This person is human. She looks over at you. "Is there anything I can help you with?"
"Well, your security's failing."
And looks over at Zacharias. "There was a report earlier about something, about one of the panels that was acting strangely."
"In the shrine. Your security's failing."
"The security in the shrine," she says.
"Yeah, that's why I'm looking for Brother Cormac."
Jim, at this point, how lined up are the timelines?
We're about to see.
Okay, cool. Because I would have wanted to send a message to Fergus, but
okay.
I needed to see how lined up.
I got you. No, what message would you like to send to Fergus?
I would like to send, like, through my communicator, thieves are. It would be like the Alliance and the Cinder Throne are coming for the old dead alien. That's the exact words I use.
The Ascendancy and the
and the Cinder Throne are coming for the old dead alien.
The old dead alien.
Be on watch.
Be on watch. Okay.
Yeah.
So. So. It is when you begin. So an interesting thing. You send that. And Levitt, and a few moments later, your comm beeps, and you see that your friend the curator, just sort of puts on text on screen that says something appears to be wrong with their communication system.
And I think I can assume. I asked Scylla, I'm like, did that security override, does that have something to do with communications as well?
Well, it probably could. The one would, the one would, probably good. Yeah, the one would move to the other, as if I recall. Yeah, because from when I was looking at the schematics of the station, yeah, it would. Yeah, it would have to. It'd have to knock out certain portions of the. Yeah, it could create a sort of a bubble, communication bubble, if you're not careful, and so only certain things would get in or out once it got to a certain point, right? It's
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Once it got to a certain point, so basically, like there was a point where there would have been a point where communication would have been possible, but maybe it's not possible now. Basically.
Okay, Jim.
Yes.
I'm doing this because I am leaving soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and.
I was gonna have you arrive at the station in a moment, but that's.
Oh,
okay.
hold on. I'm arriving. Don't worry.
Yes. Oh, good.
I look at my I text back to my friend. How important is it that they do not get this body? Your opinion.
Oh, your friend's opinion. Oh, that's a great question. He's overheard everything that's been going that's been happening. So, I suppose it depends, and this I think is in text. I suppose it depends who the ascendancy is advocating for.
Not for you. She says it out loud.
You say it not for you?
Yeah, out loud.
In that case, that would be a very unfortunate development.
I look at Scylla and I say, I need to drive for a moment, please. I need to pilot the ship. I'm serious.
And we're heading straight for. I'm doing as fast as.
I just get up, please.
All right. She stands up.
You might want to buckle in. Dr. Starboard, buckle in, please.
Doing it now.
I'm piloting right into the temple.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
I'm buckling in, and I am causing the biggest mass chaos to distract everything.
Excellent. Well,
I told you I was gonna arrive.
Oh, you're gonna show up. Yeah. Okay. So there's let me very briefly. There's a. I don't know if you've seen the schematic of the station that I drew.
Oh yeah, let me pull that up. Yeah.
Which is I don't think I put it on this screen. Let me see if I can throw it on this screen real quick. Station map. There it is. Where so folks can see what I'm talking about here.
Oh yeah, I'm going straight into that Shrine of Caladrin, main hall, baby.
Okay, yeah. So right in the main hall. So you're not going to bother with the docking bay.
Oh no.
You're just going to be. Yeah. Okay.
You're crashing your ship into the station.
Yeah.
Okay.
So important note.
Okay.
Is that just so you'll be aware, is that the outside of the station has a lot to navigate because it looks kind of like a big spinning cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I'm enlisting Scylla's help from like sitting behind me and going, because I know how to fly. Like I've had to have gotten to experience, but I'm not probably as good as Scylla. So I'm making sure Scylla tells me like when to turn and when to navigate. But I am taking responsibility for this.
So unless you have any moves that okay, this is going to be acting under pressure.
What is that?
It's going to be acting under pressure unless you have
what section is that? Balance?
That is the balance. A 9, okay. So you falter, buckle, or break. The GM can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice.
Give it to me.
So let's see.
I'm doing this, Jim.
You want to be able to get into the station without dying. That's kind of an important thing.
Yeah.
So let's see.
I'll take harm, anything like that, because I do have armor. So if I have to take some harm, that's fine. I can be arrested.
So,
I don't know.
Well. Here are some options.
I'm sort of beginning to regret this.
No, you're not.
So,
Not.
so you can do this. Here's my first offer, and we'll see if you want this or not.
Okay.
You can smash into the station, come out of it relatively unharmed, but the something will happen to there will be damage to the shrine itself.
Yeah, I don't care.
That may cause a thing to happen.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. If you're good with that.
Why would Levitt, I don't care. Levitt knew that there was a possibility of messing up the shrine regardless. She didn't care. So yeah.
Okay. No, it's great. This is going to be wonderful. Okay. So I need to change the music real quick. As we have something crashing into a station.
Is it yakety sax? Tell me it's yakety sax.
I don't have. We don't have the rights for yakety sax, unfortunately.
The Benny Hill theme.
But let's see. Yeah. We'll just go with this.
Jackson's gonna see this happen at a distance and just immediately know. Immediately know.
Like, God
So-
damn it.
So the moment these things have happened, everyone is where they are at this time that we have discussed.
So glad I'm at the opposite end of the station.
I think the first thing I need to congratulate you is there is an alarm that's going to go off now, because the proximity alerts are still working. The docking system, the docking system is still working. So, oh my God. There is this sound, there's this shudder. For a moment. As there's this thud that everyone across the station feels for a moment. And a distant sound of wrenching metal. And I did say you would be relatively unharmed.
Yeah, that's fair.
The monks might not come out of it so great.
Yeah.
There's a point where I kind of imagine in the north apse, in the main hall, this shuttle comes slamming in through the back and side of the temple. The temple, these bricks that they laid down, they used stone for some of it, shattering out so that the relic is exposed and is now at an angle and tilted off its base. As this shuttle has come slamming in, grinding in, it's halfway through the floor of the main hall, of the chancel. And a couple of monks are flying out into space through the opening as they were a little too close. There are alarms going off. Environment barriers are getting ready to drop. But the relic, the systems in place to secure the relic, are not functioning.
I'm hoping that the monks see that.
Oh, they yeah, this is, everyone's noticing. So I need to know immediately, first off, what is everybody doing as this massive thing is happening? I can tell you that, Jackson, there's a little bit of running around and panicking from your end of things. And you see, on that panel, you can see from here that you can see a diagram of the station in the north end is the chancel area is starting to blink red.
Oh, I'm glad to know Levitt's still with us.
Now you know why sudden decompression in the vacuum of space are in content warnings, because Katie's playing.
Glad to know Levitt's still with
us. Fergus, just so you're aware, the sister that was with the sister and brother that were with you, and in addition, about two more of the Sentinels come running out of the Temple of Nod, and they're now running in that direction. Just so you're aware.
Yeah.
Wait, is Jackson alone now too? Did the person watching Jackson run off?
Oh yeah, the person running Jackson left him alone after he took the ham.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, Jackson, Fergus, what are you two doing?
Well, I'm not going to where the danger is, because that's just ridiculous.
That could be a problem.
But are like normal citizens like clamoring for their lives, or is it just the monks?
Clamoring for their lives. They're not quite at the clamoring for their lives stage, but you can start to see there's different and there's a lot of talking, and like it's not like people are like panicking fully, but there's a lot of oh my god, type thing, and you see people are starting to get dragged down this hall by a couple of these sentinels, these monks in darker robes. Who are carrying them, trying to because they are injured. There are people who are injured, and it looks like there's now a push to try to organize people to help to try to get people away from the chancel.
Away from the chancel.
And apparently something bad is happening there.
And people are trying to rush towards it.
Yeah, so people are running in your direction, roughly, because they're trying to get away from the chancel. From the main hall.
Okay. Well, I push everything onto my little skiff. Very calmly. And in very almost like shitty evangelist style, I kind of walk over to people and just kind of say, it's okay, the saint is with us. 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 Just using the proximity of where I am as a way to kind of just, get people to connect and just shh. There's no need to fret. There's no need to do this. I don't dig religion, but I will use it to my advantages. Yes, I'm one of those awful. Yeah.
So, is there anything you're trying to get out of them at this point, or you just
more order?
More order.
Because I hate chaos around me. It makes Jack's itch.
Yeah. If you like, you can manipulate another.
Yes.
Roll plus beauty. Oh, 12. Okay. So it works whether you keep the promise later is up to you. But yes, the saint is with us.
Well, whether I keep the promise is up to the saint. Honestly.
It is honestly.
It's up
That's
to
very
him.
fair. It's a
I'm
good
putting it
question.
on his tab. Like,
They, everybody around you that you say this to is like, this gives them calm. Oh, thank goodness someone is here for us, remembers us as we are here in this very trying time when bad things are happening to other people. Fergus, what are you doing right now?
Fergus is running along with the monks towards. Yeah, he's and he's muttering the whole time. That Miss Tig, I always knew she was too impulsive and dangerous.
So,
Because that's his bond with her, is that
Oh,
she's
yeah.
too impulsive and dangerous to have around.
somehow everyone knows this is Levitt. I love it.
Oh, no, you know, but you don't know.
Yeah. Well,
No, Fergus, his bond with Levitt is. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think that bond. That bond tells him that there's nobody else that would do that.
So-
But he's running with the monks to help in whatever way he can.
you get to the area of the that you run up the corridor. See, you're at the Temple of Nod. So yeah, you run straight to the hub and up through the nave.
Yep.
Toward the main hall. And you can see ahead of you that some of the monks are kind of like trying to use the mechanisms to make sure to try to. Right, there's an issue of vacuum of space that they're getting sorted as these bulkheads are starting to slowly lower. Finally, so the pressure has equalized at this point, but the bulkheads are still are now sort of clanking into place on the outside, and you can see forward. You see that you see Brother Cormac, who has leapt toward this shuttle that is embedded. So Levitt.
I'm pretending that I'm completely passed out, injured, knocked out, just like draped over the console.
There's some banging at the door of the shuttle,
so dramatic.
and after a second, it is wrenched from its hinges. And you see a, well, I don't know, you're pretending to be like, so you can kind of, I don't know if you're looking.
Yeah.
So someone there's some, talk of like, oh my God, what's going on? And you sort of behind you, you hear Florence just sort of saying, yes, oh, good. Could you help extricate us a bit? It seems we've gone off course.
Perfect. That's what I'm going to run with.
Yeah. And the Brother Cormac goes inside the shuttle and is
he
helping.
the one that wrenched the door from the
Yes.
hinges?
You didn't see it because it was on the side. But you don't know how the hell he did it.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know how, but oh my God.
And
The saint is with him.
yeah, it's like pulling you all. He's sort of. Scylla's okay. Scylla and Florence are kind of, they're okay and you're actually okay. You because you knew what you were doing. You managed to avoid the buttresses and what have you and get in.
Mm-hmm.
But as they pull you out of the shuttle, everyone's sort of looking and watching. Is it your intention to let them carry you to their sick bay or whatever, or are you?
Yes, I'm pretending that I am completely knocked out, powerless.
Okay, so Levitt, you'll kind of see this. You're closer to it, but Fergus will also see this. As Fergus, you see Cormac is pulling Levitt out of the shuttle.
Yeah.
And then you notice something else. As this area has largely been cleared, you are helping move debris right now, actually.
Yeah,
she's trying
they're
picking
get to the
up
actual
the last
shrine.
the last few folks to try to do it. You're trying to get to the shrine, and you see it's tilted. and then a light comes from the crack underneath it, and a hand reaches up. A strange... Well, I say strange, it's probably... Mm-hmm. It's hard to tell the number of fingers.
Yeah. It's AI generated.
Yes, it's the
AI hand, yes.
As this hand kind of slithers a bit around, but then pushes, and the relic, or rather the case containing the relic, flies open.
Would it be possible for Fergus to try to prevent that from happening?
How?
I would like to act with force. You try to act with force or to seize or secure your hold on something. He wants that lid on the shrine and push down,
I need you to know,
mm-hmm.
as you approach the shrine, as you approach, well, there's not really much of a shrine left.
Right,
the relic,
yeah.
As you approach the relic, you can tell it's no longer functioning.
Okay, then
so
once he realizes there's no way to contain it.
You can keep it closed, maybe. But
yeah,
it's up to you if you want to try to do that.
Yeah, I think he does.
You're going to try to keep it closed. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, no, this is a fight. I need you now to act with force.
All right, here we go.
You got a 9.
I will take
that. And, honest, you choose 2 of those items there.
Yep. I want to take definite hold of it. And I want to impress the St. Caledon, the entity that's within there, with the ability to keep this down.
Okay.
You said you'd give me a day. I still need the day.
So, you're still going to take harm.
Okay.
So, as this thing, it sort of bashes at you and knocks you, and then there's this screaming that only you can hear at the moment, at first. And its pitch starts lowering into a wail that can be heard throughout the station. So, Jackson, you can hear some sort of odd wail coming from the main hall.
I guess I'm going to roll beyond, sadly.
Oh, okay. What you want to do?
I hate this. God damn it. God damn thing. I guess I'm just gonna connect with the supernatural world at work because that just seems wrong. That wailing seems wrong.
Do you want to talk to the individual that's wailing, or do you want to do something else?
I want to know what's wailing.
Oh, you just want to find out. You want information about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want.
So you just
shit.
So you just kind of and so how do you do this? How do you sort of try to connect this way?
Jackson just as he just kind of stops talking to people, just breathes, and all those times he remembers his mother saying, he remembers his mother saying, we're very special, because of, because we can, our family has been blessed with these things. And Jackson's like, yeah, that's bullshit. Nope. And remembering all the times his mother tried to instruct him in the ways that their family connects with the outer void, and just ignoring it. Trying to ignore it, but Jackson's is a good student.
Yes. Sense what's beyond. Roll beyond. Okay, you got a 10. All right. Now, so you're gonna get visions and truths.
Yep. It's time.
Fergus, as you are shoving this box closed, you said you'd give us a day. You take 2 harm.
I want to do something to try to negate that when, but I don't know when the right time to do that is, and if I can even do it.
Do you have a move
I don't want to
specifically
interrupt
for this, or?
I need to ask your opinion as GM.
Okay.
So, is my sacrifice for love only my true love, or can it just be someone I love?
Let me check your. Let me look at your.
It doesn't
let me
say
look at the
anything
move.
about. It just says when you sacrifice something precious in the name of love.
In the name of love. I don't think it just has to be your true love.
Okay. So, seeing this happen, I think she takes advantage of like all the chaos and throws herself out of Brother Cormac. Is that it?
Yeah, Brother Cormac.
Cormac's arms, and is going to dart across and try to grab at Fergus to try to mitigate some of that. Because regardless of how Levitt acts, she does see Fergus as a father figure. She loves Fergus.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Aw.
Okay. Yeah,
Which is
real
why she doesn't get in as much trouble as she could.
Oh, roll plus beauty.
Just all this trouble. I'm so pleased.
You got a 13.
Oh!
This means you avoid the negative possibilities here, but you get
Okay.
you get to
have 'em
choose
right
from
here.
these things. You choose 2 things from the list.
Okay, I'm going to keep Fergus safe,
Okay.
and for sure, because that's why I'm doing this whole thing.
Uh-huh.
And then I think I want the enemy to doubt their actions.
Okay. All right, you got it. So,
I just like grab Fergus's hand and I'm like, not today. And I'm just pulling Fergus away.
you're wearing armor, right?
I am, yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm wearing
So-
armor too, so I'd only taken 1 harm. So.
Well,
Either way.
the physical harm.
Yes. Yep.
So, what's going to come down to you is that there is Levitt, for a second you're going to get some of the wailing where this is also where there is where well, are you harmed at all right now? Before
Me?
we even
No.
do this. Okay. You are going to take a harm due to kind of psychic damage that is spilling out from this. As it is as this wailing is in your eardrums and in your brain, and
that's I can't mitigate that with my armor.
no, this is more of a psychic thing that is happening.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Just making sure.
That part of it anyway, just the 1 harm. And Fergus, yeah, but actually, yeah, but you did protect Fergus, so I don't think Fergus is going to take anything.
Okay.
Because, the focus has moved. The focus has shifted.
Gotcha.
And, so, yes. So, Fergus does manage to, but you did manage to get this thing closed again. It's not working to keep him asleep, but he's locked in there. And you hear and it gets, there's a point where it's like, so Jackson is looking into the void and seeing that there is, and it's basically like, you're thinking back to this thing where you're telling people, "Saint be with you, Saint be with you," and the saint, as much as he is responding. Not to you directly, but Caladrin is awake. you have realized this wailing is what they worship as Caladrin. It is an alien being, and you can see it in your mind's eye. It is roughly humanoid in form. It is very tall, like in the sort of 8 to 9 foot tall range, and very thin, and has kind of almost ropey limbs. This thing is the child of the dragon. The child that you met earlier, the child of the warden. You can tell, you can see the family resemblance. There's a little bit sort of dragonish about this as well. But it is in pain because it has been kept against its will, held there for centuries. And it is trying to get back to someone it cares about a great deal on the other side. However, the wailing subsides. The wailing subsides. And things go quiet as it is once again. Jackson, what you can tell is it's contemplating now. It's like, oh, and there's another familiar sense. You think it's met Levitt. Now. and you're muted. But
oh, see, it was Levitt. It was Levitt the whole time.
It was.
Good to know.
And basically, as it sort of murmurs, and it's like, there's this sort of dull thudding against the inside of the case. Please, let me out. And I think everyone hears that.
I think Levitt locks eyes with it and just says, I'm sorry, but not today.
And if you permit it, the monks will try to take you to their sick bay.
Yeah, because I think after she says that, with the wailing and the crash, there's like blood coming out of her ears, and I think she does go weak against Fergus. Because of that harm and everything. Yeah, her knees sort of give out.
All right. So, we are going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break because alas, Katy needs to dive off. But before we go, is there anything you would like to... I'm going to try to change the music while this is happening. Is there anything you would like to let us know where we can find you, or any final thoughts or anything like that?
Yeah, I sure didn't expect to crash a ship into the station. That was not my plan, but as you know, like Levitt, I play by the seat of my pants. So yeah. Anyway, I'm Katy. You can find me all over the internet at KatyFace. I'm a professional GM. Right now, I am starting a new game, a D&D 5e short 3-session campaign where you play as level 20 gods from D&D lore. I would love to have you in it. It's every other Friday evening, just 3 sessions. Treat yourself to a little summer treat. Come play with me. And yeah, if you're interested and have any questions or anything, let me know. You can find it on my Twitter. I'm regularly retweeting it and I'm being annoying about it. I have 2 players. I would love to get a couple more so we can run the game. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Hopefully I can also be back next week. My schedule is just family stuff is taking over my life right now. So hopefully I'll be back next week. But promise, I did not plan. I don't know why anyone would think I would plan that. That wasn't planned. Everyone knows that was not planned at all. I just went, Jim, can I do this? And Jim usually says yes. So yeah, Jim enables me.
Yes, I'm very glad to. Oh, thank you so much. And we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we'll finish up things with Jackson and Fergus today. And so we will see you all shortly. Take care. Greetings. We have returned. And we now are going to be... We're going to start wrapping up things a little bit, but I need to... We need to find out more of what's happening with Jackson and Fergus. Jackson, you pretty much got an impression of everything that happened in there. Kind of at least up to the point that the case closed and you realized that this being that they have been worshipping as Caladrin is still alive and
Fucking hell.
is being held here, apparently against its will.
All right. Jackson says, in this moment of connection, what is your freedom worth to you? Because if we got time to bargain, we got time to bargain. What's your freedom worth to you?
So, suddenly, when Caladrin had lost all hope, a voice came to him and said, "What is your freedom worth to you?" And lo, he did say, "You are." Hang on. Let me find Caladrin.
Yeah.
In my brain. Okay, right. You can let me out?
I have my means.
I have mapped this entire galaxy. I know things about the exchanges between the dimensions. Is something of that worth to you?
Good enough for me. Good enough for me. All right. As I look around, the best way to crack a case. Probably a mob, honestly. Mobs are good at cracking cases. Mobs are really good at cracking cases. Well, can I get a bonus? Since I've manipulated all these people before, if I say, the saint, he calls to us.
Oh!
Oh no.
Folks,
I'm thinking Fergus is going to be trying to do his own bargaining with this thing as he's laying on top of it.
folks, I just want you to know that it is on this day, the 28th of July, 2024, that a holy war was instigated in the far future.
I love it. Jackson has been trying to avoid this.
And a rift
he's
in the
gonna start
Caladrite sect of the Eternal Divinity.
It's like, yeah, but like, I could say, screw the Quantum Line Initiative. I am the Quantum Line Initiative.
Yep.
I am the Senate.
You do realize that pin that you're wearing was one of the devices that kicked this whole thing off, right?
Don't tell anyone.
Look, I don't need the Quantum Line Initiative if I am the Quantum Line
That's
Initiative.
true. Yeah, I mean, if he knows where everything in the galaxy is, or at least was 10,000 years ago, and can extrapolate, then yeah, it's, yeah. Okay. So yes, you are going to manipulate, unless you've got another move unless you have a Holy War instigation move, then
I mean, let me double check real quick, because I don't think I do, but you never know. You never know.
If when you're yeah.
Perks of business.
That would be good for when I was dealing with Caladrin, but not necessarily with
the crowd.
Yeah.
But I could, at great expense, get the crowd to love me and do stuff. That's an option. That's an option. Yeah, I can do that. Yes. I could sincere gratitude. I could toss them all the rest of my stock.
Oh my God. So, let me just check in here. What's the, what are we doing?
Well, I very dramatically go to the table and I say, the saint has asked me to cast off the chains of capitalism. We are to free him today. These are yours, my people. As I scatter the hams, and as I scatter the hams amongst the people, they are yours, but he must be freed.
Wow. Okay. So I assume the only move I'm currently seeing, let me know if there's another move that you're thinking of, but I'm thinking manipulate another.
I'm looking at the sincere gratitude from the Commandant.
Oh, sincere gratitude. Wait. Sincere gratitude. You can earn another sincere as personal cost. Great personal cost. When you earn another sincere gratitude at personal cost, for NPCs choose one. For PCs, they choose one. They offer you something wonderful. Oh my God. So you just have to, you have to earn their gratitude. Which, hopefully, this should work. They're in very much a position where this could work. The thing is, you do need to still sell it.
Sure, I will attempt to sell it.
I think you do need to manipulate another to earn the sincere gratitude, but you will get that if this works.
Sure, I will do that.
You got to roll plus beauty. Oh, you got it. You got it. So they're like, you must be. What did you say? Did you say he must be freed? Was that it?
He must be freed.
He's contained. He's trapped. They're like, wait, what? And then they're putting two and two together. That wailing, was that him? Is he here? Is he trapped on the station? They offer you something wondrous or useful. They bare their heart to you, learn a secret, or they welcome you into their life and you create a new bond. I assume that you're taking they offer you something wondrous or useful?
Wondrous and useful, which is a mob to break the case.
Okay. This is going to take a second, but effects are about to be felt as they're suddenly realizing those who are here, who came here. Oddly enough, none of the monks, but anyone who came here on vacation. Yes, oddly enough, because kind of what the monks are really doing here. The people who came here with their to have their faith validated with a visit to the shrine of St. Caledron are becoming riled up, and they know that for their salvation they must free St. Caledron from his bonds. We're going to, before the avalanche begins, we need to shift over to Fergus.
Mm-hmm.
And, so, they are are you going to let them take Levitt to sickbay
Yes.
to fix them up?
He will. Yep.
Okay.
She's kind of passed out in his arm, and he lets them take her.
You're gonna have a few moments before things happen.
Okay.
Of which you are currently blissfully unaware.
Yep.
So Brother Cormac will sort of come back toward you, and you see the when he does that, you see that you see the abbot appear from the hallway, and it's like just looking around distraught, and she's been helping efforts, but has not had a chance to see the site as of yet. And Cormac just looks over at I've got to get my monk list again. Hang on, there it is. Just sort of looks over at Brother Zacharias, who escorted you, who had been escorting you, and kind of had come up running behind everything, and another brown-robed monk that's there, and the two of them nod just silently. That's without even communicating much, and these are humans. Without communicating, they nod and they go to talk to the abbot.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Brother Cormac and two other of these sentinels, the blue-garbed, the blue-black garbed monks, sentinels of Nod, are kind of in a little semicircle here with you, in front of the relic. And Cormac just looks at you and says, almost, strangely calm, he will look at you and say, "You knew the pilot?"
Yeah, she was a passenger on the ship for a while now. Impulsive little thing.
Was this planned?
No, it was not. I can guarantee anything that goes on with Miss Levitt is not planned, ever.
This is true. Cormac shares a look with the other two.
Was actually coming to tell you that your security systems had all failed, but this happened first. And spoke with I guess we call him Caledron. He wants out. He's missing somebody and real.
Yes.
And so we he said he'd give me a day.
He holds up his hand for a second and just looks at one of the two sentinels, who turns and nods and backs away. And then he gestures. Sorry. Go ahead.
Said he'd give me a day to kind of work something out. Otherwise, he was going to get himself out. Well, anyways, so are you listening? Are you listening, Caledron? Good. Here's the thing.
Caledron seems otherwise occupied right now. We're not sure what he's focusing on. Maybe he's sad. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm kind of hoping that he can help, with this whole people escaping, keeping that from happening, being let out,
And so Cormac shares a look with the brother standing next to him, and they look back at you. The one next to him is kind of leaner, but sort of tan-skinned, and you start to realize there's a slightly familiar look to him as well.
Mm.
And Cormac says, just sort of gestures with his head, This is Brother Amon.
Fergus will hum his song of introduction.
And Amon returns it. We are the only two left in our order. But our ancestors founded it. Our order understands the order within the order. Within the order. The Sentinels.
Yes, yeah. It takes Fergus a moment to process that.
Our purpose is to keep him asleep.
Well, that's kind of gone by the wayside now, hasn't it?
It has. Because of your friend.
No, actually, he was awake before that.
So you communed with him before this happened.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional. Kind of, sort of happened.
I see. Do you find you just stumble accidentally through most of your life in this same fashion?
Well, no, not really. Not until recently.
We will have to put him back to sleep.
Well, if he can help with this whole, things being released coming from the other side, the prisoner thing that we talked about.
You wish us to turn him to advocate against the release? Against his own... You wish him to argue against... you wish him to argue with the warden? The warden is their parent. You know this.
I was
yes?
not aware of that. No. Oh. Nope, did not know that. He did not mention that in our communications. I don't know. We'll go with they.
The warden did at one time mention an offspring, I believe. But... Yeah,
not who it was.
It wasn't clear.
He goes,
it wasn't clear. It was very mysterious.
He said
the first time he talked.
Yeah, he said he had an offspring, but didn't give me a name. Now, is he one of them? Is he one of the three that's
somewhat? No, not one of the three. No, Caladrin has been on this plane of existence, was born on this plane of existence.
Well, there's somebody that he's missing real hard. And he wants to go to them.
Slowly nods. Yes. Ethereal is at one time is betrothed. a long time ago. They were
There's not still around.
He was the map maker, and she his engineer. We believe that they are on the other side. Beyond the void. So that is where he is trying to go.
And the problem with that being...
The problem with that being... his transition to that place, we fear, would provide too grave a distraction to the Warden. Can you imagine? You believe that we are already up against the worst possible thing that could happen. But can you imagine if all of the Warden's prisoners suddenly were released?
That kind of end things as we know it, didn't it? Not saying that just one of them could do that, but, you know.
We do not wish to risk it.
So what you're saying is you don't think the Warden's got enough grit in him to do his duties?
The Warden believes in duty above all. But if there is one thing that they might place above that duty, it is family. For the Warden is very alone.
He did mention that. They did mention that.
You see the problem.
What I see is that you haven't talked to him and asked him.
Contact was attempted years ago. It did not go well. I attempted to speak to him myself.
Well, he and I've been kind of communicating off and on camera. And this whole time, Fergus is still kind of grasping onto this sarcophagus as best he can to keep it shut, not knowing if Caledon's going to be trying to push out.
Yeah, you have secured it so that it will not open. It's locked shut right now. The lock is working. The security system is not. The hidden system underneath is not. So there is. So he's awake.
Yeah, he's awake. Yeah, so Fergus is actually kind of moved. Once he felt the lock engaged, he kind of moved so that he's sitting on top of it as they're talking.
And so he's basically going to say, you have, so you believe that the Warden's position has changed.
I believe that, we could talk to him or I could talk to him and say, hey, maybe, who knows?
And again looks back at Eamon. Eamon sort of shrugs. It might be worth a try, Eamon says. I need to find a better voice for Eamon, but it's too late. We don't need to worry about that right now.
I don't know, Fergus is all over the place, so yeah.
Yeah, it's fair. However, as the three of you stand there by the relic, you see they turn. They see that you see that the abbot is now standing a little closer. Now, just sort of looking expectantly at the three of you. And
Ma'am.
Cormac will turn to Amon and say, "Let her know what we're thinking of, what we're thinking about doing." And Amon nods and says, "And we'll head back." And Cormac will say to you, It may still be all right, as even if he finds his way out, he will still need a means of entry. He does not have that. You won't be able to enter because... And at that point, you hear something.
Fergus is I think Fergus after this is thinking to himself, I'm not taking passengers ever again. I'm going to go straight to cargo hauling.
It's a crowd. Starting to... You hear voices, raised voices. And you look, and you see a couple of brown-robed monks starting to run toward you across the transept. Across the eastern transept.
Oh dear.
Something has happened! They're going mad! The second monk is a little slower than the first monk.
Oh no.
Which is unfortunate. As the first monk is running, and she basically is gonna possibly make it to you. But the monk behind her, he is running. And you see this wall of humanity come behind him. Come up behind him. As there are people on the station, previously very, very calm, sedate tourist types, that are now... They've picked up any sharp object they can find. They've picked up any object they can use as a club. They've picked up any weapon they can get a hold of. That's another interesting thing. No one's supposed to be able to bring weapons onto the station.
Yet, here they are.
And yet, it seems, you're supposed to leave them on your ship. Some people have run to their ships, apparently, and grabbed some weapons. And the station security system did nothing. There are not a lot of people with weapons, just a few. Everyone has a weapon, but a few people do seem to have guns. And just a small handful. And as they approach, the monk that is running ahead of them is grabbed and dragged back into a forced and lifted up, and has now entered a forced crowd surf behind this mob, this angry mob that is rising up from the visitors area, from the visitors zone. And as they are surging forward, they point. Some of them point at the three of you, and several of them are pointing at the abbot. And you can almost see the crosshairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something has inflamed this mob, enraged it, and they are coming for Caladrin. They are crying out, "Free Caladrin! Free our saint!" And they are rushing forward in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
I look at Cormac and I shrug, and his eyes start to change, and he's looking at Cormac to see if Cormac's with him on this. I can get their saint.
Cormac slowly turns and turns to the other sentinels, to a couple of the sentinels, and says, and gestures to the abbot and some of the other monks. "Get them to the sanctuary." And he will turn, and he will stand with you, and he will begin to transform.
Yep. This is who I am. I hate rolling balance, but I don't have a choice.
Let's see. Yes, you're about to roll "This is who I am." When you reveal your true form to overcome danger or surprise an enemy.
It's that or others like me. That's the other one I can do.
Well, they're here.
Okay, that's right.
They're already here.
Sure. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I guess you could, but this is. I will explain. All the aliens on this station are within spitting distance of you right now.
Yep. And I think what Fergus was trying to do with Amon was, convince him that, say, I can be the saint. Let me do this. That gives them their saint.
Ooh.
Not both of us shifting or revealing our true selves.
Oh, I see. You're trying to take the place of their... Okay. You're trying to reveal yourself as, oh my god.
If they want something, this is the fastest.
I see what you mean. No, I see what you're trying to do. This is going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
Because, I'm just going to tell you, the relic has certain dimensions, but we'll see how we do here. We'll see how we do here. We're going to start with "This is who I am."
Okay.
And we're going to go from there to see kind of how things play out.
Okay.
Please roll balance.
All right. I'm putting the text in chat first, just so that it's already there. All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
9. On a 7 to 9, you choose 2 of these things, these options.
Yep. All right. Those around you hesitate.
Mm-hmm.
I want this mob to hesitate.
Okay.
And I want to reveal an opportunity created by my form.
Okay. So you are
Those
not
are my
immune to
2.
harm for this act. Okay.
But
All right. They are not distracted, but they are hesitating.
Yep.
All right. And you want to reveal an opportunity created by your form, which it is my job to present to you the nature of that opportunity. Okay. You transform as you're sitting there on top of the slab.
Yeah, he moves to standing. He's good. Presence. It's all about presence.
It's all about presence. So They stop for a moment. They are hesitating as they are marching towards you. And an opportunity has been created where they're shocked for a moment as they see you standing there next to Cormac, who is also... Was your intention also for him to transform or no?
I think I'm going to leave
because
that
he could
up.
have read that, possibly.
Yeah.
He thought you were going to try to fight them, I think, because I was thinking.
Because as soon as he's transformed, he sings, "I'm Caledron."
Oh, I see. I got you. Okay, yeah, so he will not transform then. He will remain... He will try to support what you are doing, even though it is horrible blasphemy. Although... Yeah, there may be words later. This is... Yeah, I don't know how far he's willing to go on this. We'll see.
I mean,
This is...
blasphemy or torn to pieces by a crowd.
Well, yeah, I know. I understand. No, we understand the situation. It's just that there's...
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay. So, you are singing out to them that you are Caledron.
Mm-hmm.
They are standing there. In what language are you singing out to them that you are Caledron?
His own, because he wants Cormac to understand. And if Cormac doesn't translate...
Oh, I see. I got you. No, I see. And he sort of looks for a second and he's like... The avatar of Caledron has appeared.
Fergus grins with all those
He's
teeth.
not going to say you are Caledron. He's just going to say
No, that's
you're
fine.
an avatar.
That's fine. Yep.
And,
good with that.
Oh my God.
You having fun today, Jim?
No, I am. No, this is great. And it is at that point that... oh my God. Crowd is looking back and forth. We've come to free Caledron. I am. Here's the thing. You're still trying to... The opportunity has been created for you to manipulate them.
Yes.
But you're still going to have to manipulate them.
Oh, that's going to go great.
I believe in you.
I have a -1 to beauty. Come on.
Yep.
Hey, anything's possible.
Actually, before...
Well, are you... Well, I mean, unless you're trying to intimidate them, which is possible, but that, of course, is a different set of things.
Right.
So let me know what you want to do. Yeah, you absolutely could try. I just got to know what you're doing.
Okay. I think he's going to try and intimidate because, again, he's smiling, so all those teeth are on display.
Yeah. Okay. And what are you trying to say further to intimidate them beyond that you are just Caledron? Because here's the thing. Yeah. You have to threaten them in some way here.
Yep.
If I cannot be loved, I will be feared.
Yeah. How dare you disturb my bones and my rest? This is not how you treat a saint.
Cormac will translate. I need you to roll plus brawn to intimidate another. You got a 10. So... you get to... They choose. They either cave in and do what you want, or they endure the consequences of your threat.
Mm-hmm.
So, the consequences of your threat would be being struck down by their saint. They believe that is what is going to happen. And so I'm going to say that a majority of them are going to back down, but some of them will not, because they will be willing to endure, I think, your wrath, just because they are so fanatical. They want a piece of you. They believe you're the avatar of Saint Caledron, but they are going to come for you.
Okay.
Now, the good news is that the monks have been able to. You have created an opportunity, so the monks have been able to get the abbot, and the sentinels have been able to get the abbot and the other monks away to safety.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a smaller group that is coming.
I'd like to read a situation like.
I wanted to know. Yeah, I needed to jump back to Jackson here, because first off, are you taking refuge anywhere while this is happening, or are you?
I am watching because I want to know when things hit a lull, so I can, pump them back up. Like, let it lull,
I got
and then just false sense of security.
So when you this is a charged situation, absolutely. So you could read a situation, possibly. I mean, you can kind of. It depends. Are you approaching to try to see what's going on?
No, I don't want to approach. I want to read
that's
it,
fair.
And then,
are you trying to
bolster-
maintain your contact with Caledron?
Sure. You know what? I want to make Caledron angry.
Oh boy.
I know, Caledron, someone is impersonating you. What if your love finds them instead? What if they get to them before you? They have a connection with your father. They could go there. That's
When you
right.
say they, you're talking about the people impersonating him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So you want to get him
You want to
riled
kill
up.
Fergus.
Huh?
You want to get Fergus killed. Got it.
No, I want him to pop open the case. I want him to free himself.
Yeah,
Oh, look, you're free. Yay.
Okay. Yeah, so we're trying to drive him to... So yeah, I'd say this would be, unless you've got another move in mind, this would be manipulate another, I would say.
I will manipulate another. Watch
Yes.
this shit back. Watch this shit backfire. I've been rolling too hot. Yep.
Aha! Well,
I've been rolling too hot, baby. Too close
GM
to the
makes
sun.
things worse when you get... Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm sure everything will be fine. So this, I think, means that this means a thing's about to happen, because you do get him riled up. So here's the thing, Fergus. Thumping there is intense thumping against the case. It's like it starts as like this moment. It's weaker, and then it gets stronger. This thump, 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 like the heart under the floorboards. Thump, thump, thump.
Start stomping.
And the crowd hears this and are looking at each other confused. And it is at this point. Let's see. There's a hole in the station behind the behind where you are, but it is covered with some emergency plating has come down. So that's not the concern here. But I just need to look at the thing. Yes, good, excellent. Okay. Fergus,
Yes.
Surging past them from, it looks like maybe they just came from the northeast docking bay. You're going to see, let me think here. You're going to see a group of rather thuggish individuals with big guns come in. And they seem to have taken the temperature of what's going on. And they're looking around and they're like, yes! Yeah! they say, as this thumping and this wailing, this low wail begins again from inside. And they're like, and they're looking at it, they're taking advantage of the situation. They're like, yeah, we better see for ourselves. And they're leveling their guns at you. These people were not here a moment ago. And they are wearing, they're wearing that sort of dark, the sort of dark outfits one might associate with people trying not to look like organized crime.
Yeah.
Although they're looking, yeah, and they are moving in your direction. They are. So some of them see the shuttle and they're pointing and they're like, and they're getting riled up themselves as they're coming for you.
Yeah, Fergus is he's watching the two crowds, and then he's singing to Cormac, the lesser of two evils. He's going to be released one way or another, either before we die or after.
It's weird. He's going to, I think what you're going to see happen is you're going to see Cormac runs forward. One of them shoots him and then bats him away, and he falls down unconscious. And they're now coming up to you. And they're like, we'll be taking that. The one in front. Yeah, the one in front.
Is this the Timberwolf group
sort of
or the mob?
This is the Timberwolf crew. This is yeah. I don't know if you know this guy. This is Lennox. He is he was a friend of Levitt's once upon a time. A big sort of beefy guy, and he is pointing a blaster at you, and he's just saying, "Come on."
Do I know how to unlock the lock?
I mean, you jammed it closed pretty good.
Can I act with force to open it?
Instantaneously? Probably not. He'd be able to shoot you before you could get it open. I will tell you that.
So Fergus is going to do this. You want what's inside.
And he says, "Go."
I'll open it for you.
And you hear it.
He looks at it and
like,
goes, "I'll open it for you." And
that won't be necessary. That won't be necessary. He's going to shoot you. I need you to act under pressure, please.
Okay. Balance. Ah! My just got up with me.
Okay. He is firing. Do you have any armor of any kind?
Yes. I get one armor.
Okay, so you're only going to take one harm.
Okay.
I don't believe you took any harm before because Levitt took the harm for you. So you get hit by the blaster, but your armor takes some of it. But it does knock you aside, I'm afraid.
Okay.
And they're now attempting to form a wall of humanity around this thing so that they can pick it up and carry it away with them.
He's going to try and do his best to get in there and just rip it open. He knows that there's a crack somewhere. Mm-hmm. Or was it just a lid? So he's going to do what he can.
There is damage. Okay, so you've got one last shot at this.
Okay.
This will be... this could be act with force. So this is going to be one. We'll see how this goes. 7.
7.
Okay, so remember, and careful here because additional harm is possible. Act with force. Here are your choices. You get 2.
Again, he's still in his
original
form.
They've seen you, and they have also seen the news feeds.
That's right. Okay. Christ. Okay. I'm thinking. I want to inflict terrible harm on the container.
Ooh. I see. I gotcha. Yeah. No. I can. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that could do it.
And they've
on the lock
seen
specifically,
me?
I assume, to open it up.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And they may have seen me. They have not seen him act with this type of strength.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to frighten them.
Okay.
As his teeth bared and he's just ripping this thing open.
All right. I need you to know they're frightened, so they are going to shoot at you again.
Yep.
But you get
a little harm.
You get the lock open.
Yep.
Well, no, but you only get 2. You only got 2, because it was a 7. So
I know. Yep.
You inflict terrible harm and you impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy. So you tear the case open, and as you do, they're shooting at you. You are going to take. It would be another 2 harm, so it's back down. It's your armor ablates some of that, so it's 1 more harm.
Okay. As
you are knocked back. You burn marks on you. You are not doing well. Remember, harm in this system is terrible. And, however, as you are knocked aside, and not quite trampled underfoot, but it seems as though, someone, maybe one of the other sentinels, is trying to drag you away from danger. Mm-hmm. Caladrin bursts out of the relic box, out of his reliquary, out of his chamber.
So we both get what we want, right, Jackson?
This being rises up. It's about 8.5 feet tall. A bit ropey, with it's swaddled in dark robes. It has a sort of almost scaly face and tendril-like fingers that are almost sort of not exactly like tentacles or like. But they're close to it in the way they operate, and there are several of them. He rises forth, and a glow comes from him. And looks at the around. These thugs are like, oh shit. Okay. I think I know where he's headed. He is going to, and if no one stops him, he's going to start down the main hallway. He's going to start down the nave.
I mentioned he knows where the portal is.
Yeah. Jackson, you're going to hear, thank you.
I just I nod internally, and I give a very silent thank you to my mother. It's the one time she's ever helped me do a business.
Do you want to come?
Well, how else am I going to get those maps?
And meet me at the chapel.
Might as well.
There is I feel as though Caladrin is not going to meet with any resistance that he cannot overcome. And I think the last shot we see last series of shots as we see Caladrin and Jackson entering the Illumination Chapel. Caladrin is... I'm just going to ask one more time. Fergus, you're hurt. You're having trouble. Are you trying to do anything while any of this is happening?
Getting away. Getting to Levitt. He's not going to leave Levitt here with...
Okay, yeah, you're kind of going... You're going in almost the same direction, but slightly different direction. Due south instead of southeast.
Yeah, part of him wants to just get out of here, and I think that he's starting that way. And then he remembers Levitt.
Okay, so you start in that direction. You're heading for, remember, Levitt, holy shit. And... in time, perhaps, even to see. I wonder if you're in time to see down the hallway. Well, it's around the corner. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can see it. See Jackson enter the Illumination Chapel. But it would be delightfully.
I think he called back. We'll be right behind you.
And yeah, I think it would be more dramatic as you just barely see in the distance as you come out into Station Ops, way down the hallway. You just glance in the direction of the Illumination Chapel. You can barely see what you think might be the back end of Jackson entering the chapel. We see Jackson. Caladrin is standing in front of the shifting graffiti. And you see he is painting the wall. He is painting a sigil on the wall. With somehow. And we'll turn, and you see the wall begin to glow. And, oh, that's right. He will extend his hand to you. He says, "Are you ready?"
Ready as I'll ever be.
Let us go.
Let's go.
Thank you. And the two of them vanish into a portal. And we'll have to wait until next time to find out what happens to them. As I think that is where we're going to end. Because there is a thing. There is still a thing that Caladrin does not have, that Cormac almost managed to mention when he was interrupted. So we'll see what the results of this are next time.
All right.
Well, that went well.
Yeah, it was great. Couldn't have gone better.
It was a good chill episode, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Fergus is dealing with trying to... The two situations, he's stuck with choices. And I think he was the least disastrous one. At least in his mind.
Well, I think this has been very interesting, and I was completely surprised by everything that happened today.
The people got what they wanted. They got to see their saint, and he was freed.
That's right. That's right. He was. Oh, this is interesting. This is going to be interesting. So, I guess we'll go ahead and do our outros now, as we careen toward an uncertain future. We're going to go ahead and feel free to tell folks where they can find you. Any final thoughts you have about this session today? And we will start with Cleric.
Hi, I'm Cleric of Court, and I was playing Fergus, who's perfectly normal. Yeah, he's the old sea dog and the creature. And you can find me. I lurk in a bunch of different Discord servers and on Blue Sky. Not really active right now. This is pretty much the only thing I've got going, at least on stream. And this was. I feel like we just kind of took the box and just dumped it out. And all of Jim's little story bits are now scattered all over the floor. He was taking out the Lego pieces and putting together and building. We're building a picture, and that's gone. Blew that right out of the water. It's amazing to me with how Fergus and Jackson, their priorities can fall in line and then diverge and then fall back in line again. And it's sometimes their goals are right there together, and sometimes they're just diametrically opposed, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
It is. No, that was great. What I will say though is I will have to invoke the "that's my secret cap" meme, because my Lego pieces are always scattered.
Fair. That's fair.
It's okay. Just build something else. It's fine.
Yeah.
And now we will head over to Hollow.
Hey, I'm Hollow. You can find me on Blue Sky at Hollow Invective. You also can find me on Twitter. Same thing. I love this game. I'm loving the interaction. It seems like whenever I and Cleric play, we always have to rat fuck each other in some way. I also enjoy just like the alignment, then disalignment, then alignment again. Sometimes it even happens in the same scene, like, oh yeah, they're totally on board. Or sometimes their goals align, but the means to get to that goal are not aligned. Like, and that's great, especially in a game like this.
Yes.
This would not work for D&D.
No, dear God.
No.
This would not work for D&D, but it's great for a game like this.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Eleven
so
thought
good.
she broke things by crashing a ship.
But I think I've got to say that I've had so many favorite moments from today, but one of the that comes out top is Jackson actually saying things like that what was it the to the people to call them that first about the saint being with them. I can't remember exactly what you said.
Well,
now,
I just said saint be with you.
Saint be with you. Yeah, just the saint is with us. Yes,
the saint is with us.
That was so good. Just because, and just the sheer character. I ate up the character beats in this one from everyone, because there's just the way that Jackson is now twisting and using this thing as a tool that he had been deriding completely previously is just it's glorious. It's glorious, and to see Fergus becoming more and more accepting of himself also is glorious. Yeah. And of course, also I was delighted to get to see Levitt be the Chaos Agent once again.
I don't know, Jackson telling the monk that it was a miracle of the saint that got him to the station.
That was great.
That was chef's kiss.
That was so good. And that was the thing. That was the thing. It was like, see, this is the thing we're worried about. We need to be careful of... Unfortunately, they could not act quickly enough for... to do anything. But let's see. If folks have anything else, then I'll go ahead and I'll do my bit.
Go ahead.
Who am I? That's a great question. For the time being, I'm Jim. This was wonderful. You can find me at Otherdoc on Twitch, YouTube, and most social media platforms. Wherever I'm not Otherdoc, I'm Jim Yes That Jim. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. Down below here on Twitch, you can access my website, social media links, YouTube channel, and various other things. We are nothing else major going on right at this moment as far as programming. I'm playing video games and what have you, but on Sundays, Sunday afternoons, we do this, and chaos reigns as we get closer and closer to the end of this campaign. As things are happening. We haven't even gotten to the comet yet, and so much is happening. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. The comet may not even be necessary if we can... I almost feel like there's this thing that's like, what, destroy the world, let's destroy the universe in 4 days? Pah! We can do it in 2! I think it'll be very interesting to see how this goes and where things go from here. So I really kind of want to see Mem come back at this point, because I want the first thing she has to do is to have to deal with all of this. Well, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Because this is so good. This is so good. But
I want her to come back to me being a religious leader. And... It's like, yes, Jackson Mead, renowned religious leader, speaker for the saint.
Up is down and left is right. And it's so great because you may end up putting her in the position of having to be the rational denier. This is so good. This is so delicious.
Like, he's bullshit. Like, am I? Am I bullshit?
I have to. And I mean, although to be fair, that's always what she's kind of been doing. She had to deal with, but oh God, this with her other that subsect of the Darists. But dear God, I really want to see how this all goes. But that said, as Jim tries to calm his mind for a moment to finish his announcements, there are signups open right now. By the way, if you enjoyed some of this craziness, Hollow is going to be running 9 Fox Gambit for us. That is a space opera, another space opera game, but sort of slightly more military bent, I think. That if it follows the books. It is based on a series of books, but you don't have to be familiar at all with them. It's actually reading the RPG, looking at the RPG is actually provides a great deal of clarity that You have to actually read through the books to get if you're reading the novels. But it's basically the question of you're under this oppressive empire, and you have to decide if you're going to rebel or be assimilated. And that's the thing, is the more you assimilate into some ideal, the better you get at stuff. So there's always this tightrope that you're walking. And so that is something I absolutely am dying to see. And we are still, our signups are open for it. So you can go down on Twitch, go down to RPG sign up and click on that if you're interested in signing up, or you can go to jimyesthatjim.com and click on game sign up. And beginners are, as always, welcome. Signups close this Wednesday, the 31st. If I've got my math correct. Yes, this Wednesday is the 31st. And so that's the last day of signups, so get in while you can. So, when we hit the end card, let me see, are there folks doing things? There are folks doing things. We'll probably go and send a raid over to somebody. There are a few folks doing things. Feel free to hang on. Feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to them with us. That again will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.